time lapse of the blow up. Okay, so inside the box what we have here, and you can see on the front it does say don't forget a pump, so at least they do warn you on the front that this particular unit does not come with a pump, but in the box here we have some inflation instructions, and it's telling you about the stretching. We also have like some basic safety information. And it is a little hefty, like I said, 19.4 pounds product weight, and as you can imagine it's a decent-sized couch shoved into a box that shipped to your door, so it's pretty surprising that they're able to do this. And then you have the couch itself, which is wrapped up here to protect it from any kind of cuts or abrasions. And then inside here, we have the couch itself, which a lot of times just rolls right up, and you can actually keep the box, and that's typically sometimes what I'll do unless I use a plastic bin in order to store these if I am going to keep them for later use or perhaps just temporary use. But this should have, like I said, two valves, and I can kind of see we have it's a one-piece design, so it's not broken apart, but I'll kind of stretch it out a little bit more here so you guys can see it. There we go. I believe the cushion should be a separate piece here, and it's probably just wrapped up in here, I just don't see it. Oh. I guess that's pretty much it right there. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and do a time lapse of it, guys, and we'll blow it up for you. Okay, so I have it stretched out there for you. You can kind of just see the general size of it in the living room here once it's pulled out as the queen-size bed, but it is a one-piece design. There isn't a second cushion that comes along with it that's separate. You can see my dog over here is waiting patiently for me to blow it up. I'd like to mention that with my other Intex products, even without any type of blankets or types of sheets or anything like that protecting the tops of the air mattresses or couches that I've previously done, these things actually hold up pretty well against her nails. She doesn't ever pop one or had any kind of scratching or anything like that on them, so they are very durable. The bottom is like a parachute type material. The top has like a microfiber type feel to it, although it's not really. So it's got a really good durability to it. It's thick. The technology for these air types of products have come a long way since I was a kid, back in the 80s and 90s when, you had to be super careful about not popping the things. But these things are pretty robust. They can take a beating. You can have your kids jumping around on them. They're really not going to affect it too much. As long as it's not overinflated, they're generally going to last a very long time. There are two valves, like I mentioned earlier. There's one up here towards the top of the couch where you're going to have kind of like the back end and the armrests. And then you also have a second one that's kind of down there towards the bottom corner there, which I think you might be able to make out there. But that's going to go ahead and fill up your cushions that it goes along with it here. So two different air valves, and like I said, we'll do a time lapse here of how long it takes to do it, and I'll just kind of do the counter towards the end there of how long it actually was, so the time lapse doesn't take forever, but we'll get into that. Okay, so we have it blown up here, at least the back half of it and the supporting foundation of the couch. We don't have the cushion yet blown up, but what I did is I've blown it up to about 80%, and really what that is you're just kind of watching the structure, and you'll see kind of the, there on the end there, you'll see the wrinkles of the material. What I kind of do is just kind of watch the major wrinkles blow out and leave some of the lighter fixture wrinkles in there. That way you can kind of tell that it's not fully inflated there. You got about another maybe 10-20% left, and of course you're just guessing at that point, but you just want to make sure that you're not overinflating it, and it's safer just to underinflate and overinflate, put more inflation in, I should say, later, than really have to worry about blowing out seams or having a puncture of some sort because it's got too much pressure in it. Now you'll notice here it does have a couple cup holders built into the arms, which is a really cool feature. It's got one over on the other side as well. If I'm not mistaken, it was about 2.5 minutes, if I'm not again mistaken, there to blow up this couch. So at least the back half of it, we'll go ahead and do the cushion. I'm sure that won't take it very long as well. It's just a little bit smaller, so but it did very well. You just kind of click everything into place. You turn on the air pump, it pumps it up, and you're all set. Okay, as I was blowing it up, I did notice actually there's three total valves. There's two valves for the cushion system. So there's one valve for the long one there you can see blown up, and then the one that's not blown up as well. So the instructions are a little misleading there, I guess, but not a big deal. We just have three valves instead of two, and a lot of times that's just fine. You'll have a little bit more flexibility with the restraints and abilities of the couch, and of course folding it up in this situation and using it as a backrest is one of those abilities. So we'll go ahead and blow up this second cushion. We should be all set. Okay, so now you notice we have everything blown up here. We have our two cushions and we have our major foundation couch type thing in the background there. And it is a queen size, so it's a very reasonably sized couch. You can kind of see me standing next to it here, and I'm not going to lay down on it for you guys, but you can easily sleep two people on this thing very comfortably. My daughter and I will use it in the living room here, maybe to watch movies and stuff when we're plunked out here doing that kind of thing. But let me show you how it folds up here. Again, you have the two cushions that are separate, so you do have that ability to bend it, which allows it to go ahead and fit it into a couch type position. And there you go, you have the couch and the armrests and things of that nature. The bottom foundation there probably could use a little bit more air, and you can probably go around and feel out some of these wrinkles here so it doesn't look as shabby. But ultimately, you kind of get the picture here. Once it's got a little bit more air, it'll have a little bit more firmness. Like I mentioned before, you can go ahead and use microfiber blankets or something like that, effect, to change the colors or even the feel of the couch. But you can see me sitting on it. I'm very comfortable. It's a very good size. You could probably fit 3 people on here. I wouldn't exceed, maybe 600 pounds for this thing. I think that's kind of what these Intex products are rated for. But you got your cup holders, and you could easily sit here for an hour or 2 and watch TV very comfortably for $60. So if you're looking for an alternative budget, very quick type of furniture for your living room or playroom for your kids, maybe a craft room or a TV room, even a man cave, this would be the way to go. This is a really nice couch, and you have some versatility to it, being that you can sleep some guests if you have them over. So for $60, I really like these Intex products. My biggest lesson learned is overinflation. I've said it numerous times, but don't overinflate these. That was the #1